I'm happy about that scene because, I never drink. Like, I don't tolerate alcohol, drugs, nothing. I can't, for some reason, I can.
Hi, I'm Seth Rogen.
Hello, I'm Penélope Cruz.
We have both filmed in some pretty amazing places. We'll see who remembers these places the best.
Let's see.
Is that Superbad?
Yes,
maybe. There you go. And that's is that a restaurant that was by the airport?
It's a restaurant. It's called the Buggy.
Yeah, the Buggy Whip or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah. Which was kind of a staple restaurant by the airport on La Tierra, I think maybe. Yeah, it was on La Tierra. It was like a big Western-themed bar that was sort of near LAX. And for a long time after we shot there was a big, huge sign on the front of it that said, "This is where they shot Superbad." And it was in huge letters. Clearly that didn't help because it's gone now. So... we might have doomed it.
The bullets start flying, hit the deck.
It was me and Bill Hader and an actor named Clem.
Excuse me, sir. Stop what you were doing at once.
It was very funny, who I'd also worked with on Freaks and Geeks, actually, and Christmas Ross. And then we shot a big scene in the bar where we're improvising and drinking with McLovin and telling him stories. I remember Bill improvising about being like a divorced guy.
My first wife, who is a whore, by the way, where do you think I met her? A bar. Bar. Was this bar.
What's funny is we filmed Superbad in LA, but the movie's not set in LA. It's set in sort of a nondescript place, and it was very much meant to be sort of like any town USA. And when there's cop cars and stuff like that, you have to like put something on the side of them, like what city it is. So I remember we put Clark County on it.
Oh. Is that a hotel in LA where we shot Blow?
That's exactly what it is.
I remember that was the place where Johnny and I found each other. After meeting in the party, just saying, "Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you." And then we would meet there and kiss. That's the place, right?
That is the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. What do you remember about shooting this scene?
What I just told you.
Breaking up a Colombian marriage was a serious thing. A lot of people are pissed off.
I saw Ted Demi at a hotel and he told me, I was just about to send you a script of a movie that I'm doing with Johnny Depp. And I remember when I spoke no English and I would go to some of those talk shows for my first couple of films and they would ask me anything, any question, I would answer. Like the only lines that I knew were like, I want to work with Johnny Depp and something else. So I told Teddy that story because I really, really wanted to work with him. And I loved making that movie. The set of that movie was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy to a point where I could never share the stories that went on through that process. That
sounds fun.
Incredible. Because I cannot talk about it in an interview.
No,
but
that says a lot.
I can tell you later.
Yeah, please do.
Take it easy, Mirtha, take it easy.
Why? Everything felt like a party, like from 7 a.m, all day. Everything felt like the energy was so high, the adrenaline, and the movie needed that. What I remember is that I was completely exhausted by the end of the shooting after 2 months of that adrenaline. I was completely exhausted, but I was also very happy to be part of that film, and I missed Teddy so much.
Great film.
He's not going to lose with this one.
No, I know. I know this one.
He's not losing. Look, it's so easy.
That's the studio. And that's a house in Los Angeles, designed by John Lautner, who's a very brilliant architect, and a student of Frank Lloyd Wright, who is also kind of a part of the show narratively. We got very lucky this day. That was me and Catherine O'Hara in the scene.
You'll make a great studio head.
And it was an incredible episode.
It was great, and it's obviously very sad now to think about it in a lot of ways, but this was actually her first day of shooting on the show, and we were all very nervous, honestly, and excited, and just kind of make the show good enough for her to be on it.
Zero margin for error on this shot.
Meet her standards that we kind of were projecting onto her just as being fans of hers. And it was a great day, and she was so nice. And it was raining pretty much all day, and we shoot the show in these long continuous takes, which is a real nightmare often. But what it gives you is every once in a while something like that happens, which is like the sky kind of opened up and there was a real rainbow that formed kind of over downtown, and this spectacular view, and the house is very graphic. And what's funny is that palm tree is actually like in the backyard of the house below this house.
And it really looks like a UFO.
It sort of looks like a spaceship. Yeah, it has like a weird kind of curved roof. And on the inside, it's one of the most spectacular houses I've ever been in. And we really knew we wanted to try to shoot in John Lautner homes if possible. He designed the house that's in Lethal Weapon 2. It's called the Garcia House. It's very famous, it kind of has a giant arch over it, and it's on stilts. And in the end of Lethal Weapon 2, Mel Gibson ties a rope to the bottom with his chalk and yanks the stilts out, and it looks like it's collapsed down the hillside. And then I kind of became really obsessed with John Lautner's architecture. You've been to this place, or at least your character that you have played in a thing has been to this place.
Oh, so Pirates? Pirates 4.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Well, that's Hawaii.
Hawaii. What was it like shooting in Hawaii? Did you shoot in Hawaii?
Yeah, we shot there like 3 months.
Oh, wow. Was that fun?
And most of the time we were in Kauai. So beautiful. I was pregnant.
Wait. I am with child. Yours.
First I told Johnny because we were already friends. And he said, do you want to do the movie? And I said, yes. When we started, it was like a month and a half, 2 months. And by the end of the movie, my belly was this big. And the costume designer, Penny, who is a lovely woman, had so much patience with me. But every week she had to redo the whole corset and the pants, like so many things kept changing every single week. 6 months of shooting while you are pregnant.
Hold here till I say.
And Rob would tell me, you have to jump like a step this high. And I would say, no, that's too scary. I can't do it. Call the double. Except for one of the fights on the boat.
Yeah.
I did it myself because I had trained so much for that I felt completely safe to do it.
Yeah.
But everything else with a double.
We are at a disadvantage.
And they were amazing with me, and I love them so much because they proved to me, I already know, but they really showed what kind of people they are.
Keep the pregnant working. Whoa.
Do you remember?
Do I remember? Oh, it's Freaks and Geeks. It is from Freaks and Geeks. And I remember shooting that in the valley somewhere, I think. And that was my romantic interest, which was a girl who played the tuba, and we called her Tuba Girl on the show. Yeah, it was. I was 16 or 17 years old. It was a very long time ago.
The location?
The location. We shot it deep in, I believe we would shoot these scenes in
Santa Clarita?
Santa Clarita, the lovely Santa Clarita. It's beautiful there. It's in the valley. There was a high school in Santa Clarita that we would shoot a lot of the exterior scenes on Freaks and Geeks at. It has sort of a northeastern look to it, I guess. And it was weird shooting at a real high school when we were shooting fake high school stuff. And the high school kids always looked at us. They would always ask, what's the show called? And I'd say Freaks and Geeks. And they'd say, that sounds stupid. I know what this is. That's me.
The invite?
This is the invite.
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
My friend here.
Me. I look best in this size in the frame, I think.
It's so beautiful.
And I remember the whole crew, we were just standing on the street just being like, this is one of the most amazing things that you get to do in your life is take over the streets of San Francisco and hang out and shoot. And it was so lovely out. And we shot on the subway with real commuters who were very confused by what was happening, but ultimately very accommodating.
She's so pretty.
The scene where both characters are high.
Yeah.
And I actually don't understand. When I watch it, I feel like I'm happy about that scene because, I never drink. Like, I don't tolerate alcohol, drugs, nothing. I can't, for some reason, I can. Sorry that I'm laughing. Yeah. I don't know why I'm laughing, but so I managed to really, really feel that high, but drinking water, because I never drink anything else. I could not stop. Like, it took me hours to get out of that state that we just created by looking at each other.
Yeah.
I just could not stop. And I have so many great memories from that room. And then we had the dance.
Joe, put on some music.
What kind of music you into, Hawk?
What is Sade?
Of Sade's song,
The dance
where
of
I'm
Sade.
like singing to him and dancing together, and he's terrified. And
It was really fun to do those scenes.
Join us.
Us.
Me too.
That is Pittsburgh, Monroeville, maybe, Pennsylvania, for Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
exactly.
Yep.
So nobody's losing.
No one's losing. We know our own work.
What's that thing?
It's a hand warmer.
I don't know if that's good or bad that we're so familiar with our own work that we can identify anything we've done by a mere frame of a setting. Have you ever shot in Pittsburgh?
No.
It was cool. I liked it there. It was really cold. We
cold.
shot in the winter. It was unbelievably cold. You'd go to craft service and all the liquids would be frozen. I remember that. I remember you would try to pour milk in your coffee and the milk was frozen. You'd open a can of Coke and the Coke was frozen, and just every single thing was frozen. And it was very cold. But Pittsburgh's a fun city. There's this place, Permani Brothers, which is good, and they make sandwiches with French fries in them. They put French fries in everything in Pittsburgh. A Pittsburgh salad is a salad with French fries in it. I lived right near there. And they have like a big like Polish community, I think, in Pittsburgh. So there's a lot of like pierogi restaurants and stuff, which were good, really good.
I know what that is.
You know what it
Thank
is?
you. Yeah, that is from Jamón Jamón,
Jamón Jamón.
and that is Los Monegros.
That's what it's at, Aragon, or Spain.
Monegros, yes. It's an amazing desert. Like, the colors are very intriguing, very cinematographic. I remember being there and thinking, like, why they don't shoot here more often, because it's a very mysterious place. That is the car that has the big jamón.
Tú eres un cerdo.
There is a scene where Javier is driving a motorcycle
Venga, súbete, que te llevo a casa.
No quiero.
and walking with the red dress, and I pretend to be angry with him.
¿Y qué? Pues anda.
My first movie ever. I've done other like small things here and there. We all really connected and we were laughing all the time, but we also were very intense. Like, we wanted like taking everything very seriously. And
Really
I remember like method. I was 17, 18, and he was 21. We were like make to the crew. I was like, we want them to be sure that we are serious actors, you know, and that we were kids.
Follar.
Eres un guarro.
Esto es una jamona.
I think we both did pretty good.
Okay,
We both nailed it.
like you said, like maybe
Yeah.
we have to worry. that we
Yeah,
know
exactly.
so
We're
much
very
about
aware of
work.
our own filmographies.